wrong here, and it needs to be stopped. And if the media was doing its job, it would be stopped. Which brings me to the other excuse being floated for building the mosque so close to ground zero, and that is tolerance. Tolerance. You know what got our country into this mess in the first place? Tolerance. Glenn Beck basically accuses tolerance. I do, and I'll explain it when we come back.
By now, you know about 828. But wait till you hear what's happening on 827. Glenn's big announcement next.
Sometimes I'm flippant, and I don't want to be here. I was just telling you how tolerance is the thing that got us into this mess. And what I mean by that is we tolerate stupidity, animosity towards us and our way of life. Sometimes even total destructive hatred. We tolerate it. We knowingly tolerated a radicalized Muslim terrorist in the U.S. military at Fort Hood because people supposedly said mean things to him. He took the lives of 13 soldiers. We tolerated the attempted Times Square bomber, a Muslim who clearly, obviously, has been radicalized overseas because we didn't want to seem insensitive. We were told by CNN and others that he had fallen on hard times and even had lost his home. A father reported that his Islamic son had been radicalized in Africa and wanted to do harm in America, but we did nothing but tolerate it. He tried to blow up his flight to Detroit. The New York Times has just ran a story about the WikiLeaks traitor, a guy who gave up 90,000 secret documents to the press. Oh, but the Times has informed us that he's gay and has had a tough time because people made fun of him as a child. And then, after joining the military, he struggled with the don't ask, don't tell policy, even though he knew full well that that policy was in when he chose the life of a military man. We're all about tolerating. Well, we are tolerating ourselves out of existence. Let me show you the tolerance of some people, wonderful people in this world. Have you seen the front page of Time magazine? Zoom in, will you? Zoom in. Look at her nose. You notice something is missing? This is a story of an Afghan woman whose nose and ears were cut off by the Taliban because she dishonored her family by running away from them because they were abusive. Now, how does this relate to us? A New Jersey federal judge, this guy, just ruled that a man could rape his wife because he believed his Islamic faith told him he could do whatever he wanted because it was a family member. Is there a limit to toleration? Fortunately, this ruling from this guy was overturned. How does this guy still have a job? Nothing gives the man a right to rape his wife or anyone. Nothing. That's unrighteous dominion. This judge said it was okay because he believed his religion gave him a right. Oh, well, if God says it's okay, I'm sure you'll be fine with that with Christians that go out and shoot abortion doctors, as you always like to publish. The Christians were doing, well, their God said that that was okay. Would it be okay, Judge, would it be okay if they just raped the married and then raped the abortion doctors? Would that be okay if their religion, by the way, his name is Joseph Charles, Judge Joseph Charles. Our problem is not just in Washington, it's with the courts. And it's not just with the courts, it's in here, each of us. We want to get along with everybody. That's what makes us uniquely American. We are a melting pot. Nobody wants to hate somebody because of their religion. Some people do, and they're crackpots. If they want to build a mosque, I will stand shoulder to shoulder to do them. Shoulder to shoulder, I will help you. If you're not trying to erase us. See, toleration is a good thing, but there's also a time to call out monsters. Look, I don't agree with Mohammed's teachings, but I can live side by side with a Muslim. I can work with a Muslim. I can be friends with a Muslim. That's tolerance. What I can't do is live side by side with monsters of any faith, any nationality, or any color. As of right now, it's 5:48. It's 5:48 Eastern Time. As of right now, we're still America. What do you say we use some common sense and keep it that way? America, I have to tell you that I'm very torn because I bring you the news every day, and I see this news, and I'm thinking, this is out of control. How are we possibly going to navigate this? And then I'm filled with great hope because I remember not what I've said to you, but what I know to be true. I've said for some time now, expect miracles. Put yourself in a place where you can start to demand miracles. Literally. Expect to see miracles. Great and powerful miracles are coming. I've been working on about a year now, 828, this Restoring Honor project, because how are you going to fix this? We have to have honor. We must have honor and integrity, and we must teach our children certain principles. But it goes beyond honor. It also goes into faith. This is about faith, hope, and charity and honor on 828. But unbeknownst to everyone, I have been working on something else alongside of it. I haven't said anything about it because quite honestly, I know how the media is. And this one is also historic. It's going to happen on 8/27, the night before in Washington, D.C. It is going to be incredible and historic. I'll just tell you this. For about the last year, I have been talking to some of the biggest religious leaders, Jewish, rabbis, pastors, priests, you name it. And you're about to see things that you've never seen before. And just a little appetizer is happening at the Kennedy Center the night before. I wrote the check for the Kennedy Center, but I'm not going to charge any money for any tickets. I've built it, and now you'll need to come. Tickets are going to be extraordinarily difficult to get because there's some other people that are in the audience that will make up the majority of the audience. But oops, I've said too much. I have heard that hotel rooms and hotel space in D.C. are going so fast, most are sold out. Please make arrangements to join us now. 8/28, it's 2 weeks away. A friend of mine called me and said a Pittsburgh paper, the Tribune Review, great paper in Pittsburgh, did a contest, signed people up on buses that they were going to send to 828. In one day, in the first hour, 1,500 people signed up. In one day, 20,000 signed up. This is a historic event. There are forces in the government now that are trying to stop any new gatherings after this one on the Lincoln Memorial. It's just too sacred of a space. Oh, it's a sacred space, all right. And what is going to happen on 8/28 will be a miracle. This is something that you do not want to miss. Bring your children. Leave your signs at home. Bring your children. Come as you are, but leave far more powerful. By the way, it's important also, if you have a bus that you're going on, make sure somebody has registered that bus. Go to glennbeck.com/828. The Park Service has rules, and they go by the bus numbers. And they don't allow more porta potties to be brought on the mall. It's all according to the bus. And so if you don't register the bus, people may not have enough porta potties. Make sure you go to glennbeck.com/828 and be there because something remarkable is about to happen. You don't really want to miss tomorrow or Friday of Calvin Coolidge, or really any episode next week except the DVR. We'll see you tomorrow night. Really, you don't want to miss it. From New York, good night, America.